Hello everybody, this is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch. So a few days ago, I placed an order on Amazon and I received a fun color wheel. In our flower shop, when I was in college, I learned a lot about color and the color wheel and all those things, but I've never had one here at the shop. And so I've never really kind of studied color. I know what is complementary color and all those things, but it's really fun to kind of see how colors complement each other. So today I wanted to read real quick about color theory. It says there are only two ways to use color in any design project: contrast and harmony. Contrast is based on difference. Complementary colors such as red and green have nothing in common. They are direct opposites on the color wheel and produce lively, attention-getting contrast. Harmony is based on likeness. Adjacent colors on the color wheel, such as red and orange, which is what we're going to work with today, they are harmonious, so they work well together. There is red in all four colors. The likeness results in pleasing harmony. So today, the color schemes, there's several different color schemes. There's complementary, split complementary, triad, monochromatic, analogous, which is what we're going to work with today, and then analogous complementary. So analogous is going to be two colors on the color wheel that are side by side. We're going to use red and orange today. And what the definition is it's harmony. It's from 3 to 5 adjacent hues on the color wheel sharing a common color, such as blue-violet, violet, red-violet. But today we're going to use red-orange and red-orange. So we're going to use some of these colors and it's going to cause harmony. So I'm really excited about how this is going to turn out. Now the colors red, orange, and yellows are all warm colors. And then when you get into cool colors, that's more greens, blues, and violets. So today we are going to do an analogous color scheme with reds and oranges, and we're going to see how that turns out. I'll be honest, I don't know if in any flower arrangement I have ever used red and orange side by side, and only an arrangement of red and orange. So I'm kind of excited to see how this turns out. I'm starting out with just a glass vase. I have filled it with fresh water and added some fresh floral food. This is called lemon leaf foliage, and I'm just going to take it and add lemon leaf to my vase. I think color is so fun and interesting. It's very interesting to really study color and how it works together. But I'm kind of excited about this arrangement. I know that's probably silly. I apologize. But yeah, color's so fun. Okay, so there is I've just tucked a little bit of lemon leaf down in this vase. I've got extra, so I can use it if I need it. And then I have some salal and I have some lily grass that we'll add at the end just to give us, not salal, it was aspidistra. Just to give us some variety. I'm going to start out with my orange spray roses. So these are pretty little orange spray roses. I'm going to take my knife and cut them at an angle, and I am just going to tuck those right in to this vase with the salal. Now a lot of times when you've watched me design, I usually put a large flower such as a hydrangea down at the base as somewhat of a grid, and today I'm not doing that. Today we're going to do something a little different, which I think is really fun. So I'm just adding my little orange spray roses all the way around in this arrangement. Forgive me, I have a little bit of a head cold, so I'm probably sounding a little funny. I apologize. Stand up, friend. Okay, so there are our orange spray roses that we've tucked down into this vase. So it's kind of pretty all the way around. Although that one guy doesn't want to stand up for me. Next, we're going to come in with some red carnations. So I'm going to show you a trick with a carnation. You're going to take that carnation, and I want you to hold that flower right between your thumb and your forefinger. And I want you to just hold it, and then I want you to brush it. Now what you're going to do there is you're opening up those petals. Sometimes those carnations come in a little tight. You can see how this one's kind of flat on one side. I'm just going to take that flower, I'm just going to brush him open. So see how open and pretty he is? So I'm just taking these carnations, I'm cutting them at an angle, and I'm just tucking them right down into this arrangement. I'm going to turn it around, fluff my little carnation, and put a couple of stems on the opposite side. I want this color to be integrated all throughout this arrangement. All right, so those are our pretty red carnations. So I've got red carnations all the way around in that arrangement. Next, we're going to come in with some red roses. So I have, these are called Freedom Red Roses. Most often you see me work with heart red roses, but this week we got in Freedoms. So I'm going to take a little florist wire, and I'm going to go ahead and wire the head of this rose because I plan to put this arrangement in our front cooler. I'm going to take that knife, cut that stem at an angle, and tuck my little red rose right down into this arrangement. I'm removing any petals that have any bumps or bruises. I'm going to take this florist wire and I'm going to cut it. I'm cutting it in thirds, and that way you don't have to have a whole lot of wire on this rose because it doesn't take much. I just like to wire that rose's head so that it won't dip on me. Pull off any foliage that might fall below that water line. Cut it at an angle and tuck him right down into that arrangement. So I tucked a couple there. Remove any of the petals that don't look pretty. So I'm really just making this an all the way around arrangement. Oops, I dropped that stem on the floor. All right, so this is 5 stems of red roses. I still have a couple stems, but I think 5 is going to be just right. Next, we're going to come in with some Gerbera daisies. So I have some pretty orange Gerbera daisies. So Gerbera daisies come with a straw on the stem. I don't love this dark green straw, so I don't usually leave it on. I'm not going to say ever. I don't usually leave it on because I don't love the look. So I'm going to take a wire. See how his head is bending down? I'm going to take a wire so I can manipulate him just a little bit. I'm going to place this right here in the back of that daisy, and I'm going to wrap that wire right around that stem. Now, you can certainly feed the wire down into the center of that flower if you want to. For me, that's just a lot of work. That's not so necessary, but now you can see how I manipulated his head just a little bit, and he's not looking down quite so much. I'm going to take my knife, cut him at an angle, and I'm just going to nestle him right down into the center of this arrangement. I'm going to take the next one, the next Gerbera. I'm going to remove any petals that don't look lovely. And actually, I just pulled his head right off. He had a pretty good bump, so that's all right. See, you have to be careful with these straws though, because sometimes you'll do just what I did and you'll pull their little heads off. So you have to be a little careful. All right, so I wired his little head. There's that Gerbera. I'm going to turn this arrangement around. And I'm going to tuck him right here in those little orange spray roses. I'm going to nestle him right down into those roses. So now you can see how my reds and my oranges are all kind of going together. And you can kind of pull some of those stems out just a little bit. Just always be sure that they're touching that water. But you can kind of move them and you know, place them where they need to be. All right, next I'm going to come in with some hypericum berries. Now what I love about this hypericum berry is it's a little bit of a mixture between, it's almost a red orange, a little bit of a mixture of the two colors, the red and the orange. I'm going to remove any of the foliage that isn't looking pretty. I'm going to cut that stem at an angle, and I'm just going to nestle him right down into this arrangement. Now what I love about the hypericum berries is they give us a pretty texture to this arrangement, just a little bit of a different texture. And the color is fun, and it mixes really well with this orange and red. Got one more stem of those hypericum berries. Now the fun part about a hypericum is they come in lots of colors. They come in a pink, kind of a peachy, a red, a burgundy, but they're really fun to work with. All right, so there is our arrangement. Next, what we're going to do is I'm going to add just a little bit of foliage just for fun. So I have dark green aspidistra leaves. So a couple of stems of aspidistra. Now, what I'm going to do with the first stem, I just made sure that it was clean. I just rubbed that leaf. You can add a little bit of shine, plant shine to it if you want to. I'm going to take this leaf and I am just going to kind of tuck it low. And I'm going to leave it kind of dramatic with a little bit of a line there. Okay, and then I'm going to take the second one, cut his stem at an angle, and I'm going to tuck him a little higher into that arrangement. Okay, so it gives us just a little bit of a line there. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my lily grass. I have a couple of stems, several stems of lily grass. And on the opposite side of my aspidistra, I'm going to add the lily grass. And what it's doing is kind of pulling that line all the way through this arrangement. But you can see now my line is kind of coming all the way through this arrangement. You can also get creative with an arrangement, and you can take it and kind of go over the arrangement with the grass, which is kind of fun and different. So we may try that real quick. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these stems and I am going to put them right down into my vase, real deep. Press them right down in, and then I'm going to take that grass and I'm going to catch it at the tip here. I'm going to take a florist pick and I am just going to wrap those blades right on into that pick so it's wired, and then I'm going to tuck that pick right over into our vase. Now what that's doing is just pulling that line all the way through that arrangement just to give us some creativity. But you can play with it. There's no right or wrong. You're not going to mess up when you're playing with the grasses. just be creative. If you like it, leave it. If you don't, move it. You can always change it up just a little bit if you don't like it, but it's just kind of fun and something creative and interesting. So here is an analogous color scheme, which is the reds and the oranges, but really kind of fun and very dramatic, honestly. I love these two together. Very interesting and fun. So what I want you to do, I'm going to issue a challenge. I want you to play with color. Do things that are not necessarily something that you would normally do when working with flowers or working with color. Play with it and see what you think. It really can be a lot of fun and very dramatic. Guys, thank you so much for being here with me. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to drop that in the comments below. And if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel. And there's a little bell right down below. You can hit that bell, and every time we put a new video up, it'll give you a notification. Guys, you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you real soon. Thank you.